Being yourself is the key to business, fitness, relationships, self-improvement, and overall having a better life. I always used to think that I need to become someone I am not. I need to level up, and that would basically, in my mind, feel like I need to become an entirely different person. I need to pretend that I'm someone I'm not in order to fit in into certain groups of people, that I need to take on hobbies or like things I don't like simply because it is socially acceptable or because the people I'm looking up to do those things or like those things. But the more you go into your journey, the more you realize that it is simply not the case. By being yourself, you will achieve way, way more. For example, in business, by being yourself and simply trying to, this is a personal example, reaching out to people who have similar hobbies, who are in similar niches I am, who have similar interests, whom I can relate to. Those people for me are way easier to get as my clients than if I were to go aiming for some, you know, person who's making a lot of money, who I think would be an amazing client, but we just don't really have a lot of stuff in common. By simply being myself, business became so much easier. And then think of everything else: friends, relationships. Would you enjoy your relationship, with either romantic or simply a friendly relationship, having to pretend you're someone you're not? Would you pretend? Would you like it? Would you like being with other friends, but then also having to hide a certain side of yourself simply because you're afraid of what they might think? Or you would have to pretend that you're one way or the other, even though you're not? That would not be an enjoyable life in the long term. Okay, in the short term, yeah, you might see some validation and you might get some dopamine spikes, but in the long term, you'll feel miserable. So it's also the key to relationships. And then the self improvement also, you know, by simply choosing to follow your your hobbies, following your interests, and getting better at those, you will improve way more than focusing on something that you don't even care. Okay, doing some routine, some sort of a habit, simply because someone that is really knowledgeable in that space told you to do so. You would also not be happy, right, pursuing some business that you don't even like, or reading some books that you hate. You need to really do something because you truly want to do it, not because you feel like you're forced or because you feel like it would be the most optimal thing for you. No, you need to truly do something because you feel like, okay, this is something that I actually want to do myself, not because I'm trying to seek validation, not because I'm trying to get approval, but because I genuinely want to do that. So my biggest advice to you is simply follow your gut. Do something that you truly want to do. And if you don't want to do something, just don't do it. Okay? If you feel like it's making you act in a way which is contrary to literally yourself, right? To your hobbies, to your things that you like, that you have to be with friends and then you can't say the jokes that you find funny, right? You have to laugh at jokes that you don't find funny. Simply follow your gut and distance yourself away from those people, distance yourself away from those situations, and simply do and engage in stuff that you genuinely enjoy. That's my biggest advice. Thank you for watching this video. God bless you.